Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I earn too little to be able to save money"? Yeah, that phrase is more common than it seems. A lot of people believe they'll only start saving the day they earn more. But let me tell you something. That day might never come unless you change the way you think right now. Picture this. You work all month, deal with crowded transportation, demanding bosses, exhaustion, pressure. And in the end, your money goes entirely into other people's pockets. Rent, electricity, internet, credit cards, groceries. Everyone gets paid, except you. Have you noticed that? Now think with me. If you don't set aside even $10 a month for yourself to invest in your future, who's going to do that for you? The truth is harsh but real. No one. When you pay yourself first before any other bill, you're telling your brain that you deserve more, that you refuse to live just putting out fires, that your life isn't just about working to pay bills. Even if it's just $2, $5, what matters is the habit, the message you send to yourself. I am a priority. That's what changes everything. Because when you change what you do with little, you show you're ready to handle more. Those who don't take care of the little they have will never be ready for a lot. Now tell me, who do you want to get your paycheck first every month? The bank, the credit card, or you? Have you ever realized that school taught us a lot of things, but almost nothing about how to deal with money? We learn to memorize formulas, historical dates, complicated names, but no one teaches us how to get out of debt, how to invest, or even how to make our paycheck last until the end of the month. And the result? Millions of adults afraid to open their banking apps. Smart, hard-working people, but completely lost financially. So think with me, how do you expect to change your life if you keep making the same decisions month after month without understanding how money works? Financial education isn't for rich people. It's the way out of poverty. It's the shift from living in fear of the end of the month to building the beginning of a new life. And it doesn't have to be complicated. With just $5 or $10 a month, the price of a pizza, you can buy a good book, take a simple course, or even follow a channel that teaches about money. That's called investing, and it's one of the best kinds. You know why? Because no one can take away what you learn. Phones break, cars lose value, but the knowledge you put into your mind stays with you forever. And even better, it helps you earn more, think better, and make smarter decisions that multiply what you have. Robert Kiyosaki said, "Knowledge is the real power." And he's right. Money won't change anyone's life if their mindset stays the same. So today's question is, how much of your paycheck are you willing to invest in yourself if you rely on just one salary to survive? Let me share a hard truth. You're one step away from desperation. That might sound dramatic, but think about it. If that paycheck is delayed or disappears due to a layoff, a crisis, or an illness, what happens to your life? Most people panic, fall into debt, and are forced to choose which bills not to pay. That's why relying on a single income source is like walking a tightrope without a safety net. But here's the good news. It's never been easier to earn money. In other ways, even starting small. You can use part of your paycheck to learn a new skill, sell something online, offer a service in your neighborhood, invest in stocks or real estate funds, or even start a small weekend business. It doesn't have to be anything grand at first. Sometimes an extra $200 or $300 a month is enough to change the game. It helps you breathe easier, build an emergency fund, or start investing more comfortably. And when that grows, it can become your freedom. Look, it's not about working twice as much, but about making money come from more than one source. That brings peace, stability, and over time freedom. So let me ask you, if your salary stopped tomorrow, where else would your money come from? You. And know that impulse you get when your paycheck hits? The urge to treat yourself, buy a new phone, that outfit in the store window, or even finance a car you can barely afford? We even convince ourselves, I deserve it. And honestly, you do. But will that really move you forward or just keep you stuck? Here's a truth many people ignore. Some things we buy thinking they're achievements are actually traps. Those things have a name: liabilities. They're everything that takes money out of your pocket every month without giving anything back. It could be a new car that drinks up fuel, insurance, taxes, and maintenance. It could be that TV you split into 10 payments, even though the old one was working fine. It could even be that expensive subscription you hardly use. The problem isn't the item itself. The problem is the timing and the reason behind the purchase. Buying a car, for instance, might be necessary. But is it really that car, that model, right now? Meanwhile, some people are making less than you and getting further ahead. Why? Because instead of spending for show, they're buying knowledge, investing, creating small streams of income. They're building. While some are showing off, others are growing. Now picture this. You work all month long, deal with packed buses, traffic, pressure, exhaustion, all to turn your hard work into a payment plan for something you didn't even need. It might sound harsh, but it's freeing when you realize it's not how much you earn that determines your financial freedom, it's how much you can hold on to. Avoiding liabilities doesn't mean living in misery. It means focusing on what matters now so you can live peacefully later. And when that later comes, oh, then you can choose whatever you want to buy, not on impulse, but because you truly earned it. So think about it. Are you buying what you need, or just sabotaging yourself with things that look like victories, but only keep you in the same place? If tomorrow your boss called you in and said, "Unfortunately, we have to let you go," what would you do? Or worse, if your child got sick, your car broke down, or a medical emergency came up, would you be able to handle it without overdrafting, maxing out your credit card, or borrowing money? That's where an emergency fund comes in. It's not a luxury. It's not just for those who make a lot. It's a priority for anyone who understands that emergencies don't send a warning. Having an emergency fund is like building an invisible shield. It protects you from anxiety, rushed decisions, and poor choices made in the heat of the moment. With that financial cushion, you breathe easier. You think clearer. You say no with more confidence. You carry yourself differently, and you don't need to start with a lot. Start with what you can. $50 or $100 a month. Put it in a separate account with easy access, like a savings account or a CDB with daily liquidity. The goal: save up 3 to 6 months' worth of your living expenses. Example, if you need $2,000 a month to live, your ideal emergency fund is between $6,000 and $12,000. Sound impossible right now? Maybe. But what's really impossible is continuing with no plan, living like nothing will ever go wrong. An emergency fund won't make you rich, but it will keep you from going completely broke when life throws you a curveball. And believe me, it will happen. The difference is how you'll react when it does. Whoever has a safety net has freedom. The freedom to say no to a toxic job, to take a better opportunity without stressing about the first paycheck, to sleep peacefully even when the economy feels uncertain. Now, think with me. Are you prepared to handle life's unexpected turns, or are you just hoping they never show up? You know that idea that the best money is the money in your hand, that what matters is earning, spending, and repeating. Yeah, that's exactly the cycle that keeps many people stuck month after month. Now pay attention. There's a huge difference between spending money and planting money. When you spend, money goes away and doesn't come back. But when you invest in assets, money starts working for you. And honestly, nothing is more powerful than that. But what exactly are assets? Assets are anything that puts money in your pocket without you having to be there all the time. It could be a real estate fund that pays you rent every month. It could be stocks that pay dividends. It could be a small business, an ebook, an online course, or even a product you sell on autopilot. The important thing is, while you sleep, your money works. Many people think that investing is only for those who have a lot of money, but that's not true. With $30 or $50 a month, you can already start investing in the stock market, for example. What's missing isn't money, it's knowledge and habit. And if you're still thinking, but that's so little, it won't make a difference, let me tell you a secret. If you don't know how to manage a little, you'll never be able to multiply a lot. What transforms your future isn't the amount you start with. It's the discipline to do it every single month, no matter what. And you know what's magical about all of this? Once you see your money start to make more money, you never want to go back. You flip a mental switch. You stop thinking about upgrading your phone every year and start thinking about how to build income for the rest of your life. You stop living to pay bills and start living to build freedom. Have you ever stopped to think how many people you know work really hard, but are always struggling financially? Maybe that's even your reality. Waking up early, sitting in traffic, meeting deadlines, solving problems, doing overtime, and still your salary seems to disappear before the month ends. The question is, why do so many hard-working people stay stuck in the same place? The answer may be harsh, but it's liberating. Because effort without strategy is like rowing a boat, full of holes. You get exhausted but don't move forward. Look, the world taught us to value hard work. You have to sweat to succeed. God helps those who wake up early, no pain, no gain. All of that has truth in it. But we forgot to teach the other half. You have to know where you're going. You need to use your head, not just your strength. You work to earn money, but once that money hits your account, what does it do for you? If all it does is pay bills, disappear, and leave you waiting for your next paycheck, then you're not using your money the way you should. The game starts to change when you realize that money is your employee, not your boss. And to make that happen, you need to put it to work. How? By investing in assets, building passive income streams, learning about compound interest, and making your money circulate. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, says, "The rich invest in financial education, the poor think working." More is the solution. That doesn't mean you should stop working, of course not. But it does mean you should start using your effort wisely. The goal isn't to work for someone your whole life. The goal is to make money work for you. So, one day you can choose whether you want to keep working or not. Imagine this: you wake up on a Monday and don't have to rush to clock in. Your investments bring in enough for you to live with dignity. You choose what to work on, who to work with, and how to spend your time. That's freedom. That's living with purpose. And it all starts when you shift your focus. Stop working just for money and start making money work for you. Do you know one of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to change their financial lives? They start with excitement and quit halfway because they didn't see fast results. But here's a powerful truth. What isn't measured can't be improved. Have you ever tried to lose weight without stepping on a scale? Or tried to drive somewhere unfamiliar without GPS? It's the same with money. If you don't know where your money is going, how much is coming in or going out, or whether your investments are growing, how will you know if you're making progress? That's why tracking your progress month by month isn't a detail. It's an essential part of the journey. Start with a notebook, a spreadsheet on your phone, or even a finance app. Every month, write down how much you earned, how much you spent, how much you invested, and most importantly, what you learned about yourself during the process. You'll start to notice patterns. You'll see where your money is leaking. You'll feel proud of your progress, and that will motivate you to keep going. Discipline is born from tracking, and it's discipline, not the amount, that transforms realities. Think about it. If today you earn little but you have consistency and focus, in 12 months you could have an emergency fund built, be investing in assets, have more financial knowledge than ever before, and maybe even have a side income flowing. But if you don't track anything, don't follow up on anything, and just hope that one day things will get better, that day might never come. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent and aware. You know those irresistible offers? Those impulse purchases that seem harmless but leave you with buyer's remorse at the end of the month? Yeah, the biggest financial trap is distraction. It's falling into the temptation of living as if everything's fine, ignoring your real goals, just because something in the moment feels more attractive. When you don't have a plan, it's easy to get seduced by the false promises of products, services, or even miracle investments. The ads are out there, the sales, the credit cards with perks that seem amazing. But how much of that do you actually need? How much of that is just a detour from your real path? If you truly want to change your life, the first thing you need to learn is how to say no. And it's not just about saying no to the impulse of buying unnecessary things. It's about saying no to the distractions that pull you away from your financial journey. You're on the right path, but that path is full of shortcuts. And many of those shortcuts lead nowhere. When you start looking at money strategically, you realize it doesn't make sense to spend on things that don't bring a return. You understand that true wealth comes from the wisdom of spending with purpose and being consistent with what truly matters, investing, learning, growing, and building a solid foundation. Remember, the biggest enemies of your financial freedom aren't high bills or unexpected expenses. They are the small daily distractions that take your focus away from your bigger goal. Avoiding those traps isn't easy, but it's vital. And through focus and consistency, you'll start to see solid long-term results. Don't let short-term promises derail you. You deserve a stronger financial life with more control and freedom. It's very easy to get excited for a moment, watch a video like this, and feel the urge to change. But true transformation happens when you decide to take action. Maybe you're thinking, this all sounds great, but I don't earn much. Will I really be able to do it? Or, I never learned about finances. I don't even know where to start. Let me tell you something. The beginning doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is that you start. When you pay yourself first, invest in financial education and start tracking your progress. Results might take time to show, but patience and discipline will take you far. You don't have to change your whole life in a week, but in a year, the results can be impressive. So what will you do? Keep going in the same cycle, or choose to start now and never look back? Because I can guarantee you, if you take control of your financial life today, a year from now you'll look back and see how much you've changed, not just in your wallet, but in your mindset and your way of living. Now it's your turn. Don't wait until tomorrow to start changing what you can today. Your financial life doesn't have to be a constant struggle. With clarity, focus, and discipline, it can be a journey of growth and freedom. So here's the final question. What are you going to do today to start transforming your financial life? If you enjoyed this content and feel like this video brought a value to you, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Now, it's up to you. Let's walk this journey of transformation together.